Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I have something really special on the Ender SMP. So this is a server, it's got about 100 people in it, not many people are online ever, it's a technical Minecraft server if you don't know, and it's I'm one of the more active members for sure, me, Phelan Kingdom, and some other people. There's one person online right now. The four bots in the middle are to run what I'm going to show you today. So you can probably already guess what it is. It is a concrete factory duper and egg duper, along with storage and a ton more. So I guess one of the first things, I'm on diamond tools because I just died. That's the only reason I still have diamonds. I would have definitely have netherite by now, but I don't want to waste it because I keep dying. So one of the things here is the concrete duper first of all. So I have free cam. We're able to use that. So here we have sand duping right now. So there's a bot in the end right now loading all that, and we're just duping. We're actually duping 3 items, or 2 items, I guess, but 3 dupers are running. So we have the sand duper here, which is all loaded and controlled by this one bot whose name is Khan. So I could easily run this command, which uses the bot, making use of carpet mod that will turn off the lamp and turns off the whole carpet or the whole sand duping. So we could do that to turn it off, or in turns, we could change any color of concrete we wanted. So let's say we have sand now, obviously, but there's these huge aisles on the side where we have all the 18 colors, or 19 colors, I think, of things we want to dupe. So let's say I want to dupe cyan, or let's do a different color. Let's say I want to dupe yellow concrete, so I can press that button, and it's going to load that. So that's stating that it's keeping that color in the memory of the machine, so it knows that that's the color. You can also change this. Let's say you don't want yellow, you can do that, but we want yellow. And nothing's going to happen yet. It's still going to be sand. We could change it back to white again, and nothing's going to happen. So to make something happen, what we need to do is we need to go start a little timer up here. And that will start the whole process of changing out the colors. See how the yellow comes in place, and all the sand is back in its slot here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and so then the yellow got taken out of its slot and pushed forward with block conveyors all to the middle. So then now we have this, and if we run that same command, which will just turn the duper back on, we'll start getting yellow concrete. For the use of this, I'm actually just going to turn this off so that I can show something a little bit later when I'm done here. So it's going to be yellow, but it's not going to be running when we go into the end. So the next thing we're duping is dragon eggs. So what we use dragon eggs for is pretty much nothing. You used to be able to break bedrock with that. I don't know if it still works actually, but they're pretty dang useful when it comes to lining items or something. But we're just duping them. We have 2 dupers. So the way that the dupers work, I can load one in right now. Here we are. Okay, so the duper works. We have the end portal. This will be lined up with the end portal, and it's just a schematic. It's like a 3D rendering of where we need to place blocks. These aren't real. They're rendered in, so I can just turn the rendering off. It's not cheating. No blocks are there. It's just to help you build. So the way it works is there's dragon eggs. They get pulled down and then pushed up and then pushed across and then back, and then they stop right here. So they're entities moving through the end portal, but then they're also blocks here. So they're entities going through the portal, but then right as they're about to go through the portal, we stop them from becoming entities, and that keeps them moving. But the downside with this is, you may notice, we can only dupe 6 dragon eggs at a time. Now this one here, if you haven't noticed it, you don't know how to count, there's 12 blocks of yellow concrete that we can dupe at once. So we want to make this very fast, so even though there's no use for it, because we're just really bored. So what we can do is we can find 2 end portals in an area of one another, and we can just rotate one of them by 90 degrees. So we'll have one here, and then we'll just have another one that's going the other way. So that'll make it that they're coming in on 4 sides of the whole duper, and I'll show that because they're both running right now. So we have just a little portal going to the other side. We have no other tunnels yet. This server is still relatively new. But if I just come in here, we can take a look at the inside. You can see all the eggs come in, and it's pretty insane. We get about 12 eggs per second. So you can see each time these breaks, there are clusters of 3 eggs You can kind of see it. So we have 3, 3, 3, 3 because each duper is duping 6 at a time. So if we have 2 dupers going in 2 different directions, we get 12 eggs per second. We can also switch this over. Actually, let me show this off first. So we have the storage here for all the items. We have all the different concrete colors that we had there. We have a little bit more for sand. We have a little bit of sand storage right now. I don't believe yet. No, it's just filling up. Yeah, this up right here. But we still have a ton of sand. Yeah, there's a lot of sand here. This is probably enough sand for the server. I let it run overnight, I believe. Or not even overnight. So yeah, we have quite a bit of dragon eggs. Yeah, a lot of dragon eggs. We do have to occasionally check on the shulkerbox supply because if there's no shulkerboxes, then that's obviously a problem. But there appears to be shulkerboxes, so all good. But yeah, so we also have all the different colors of concrete here. So let's say if we wanted to dupe yellow concrete, I'd have to turn off both the egg dupers. So what we can do for that is we can use the egg bots. And we can turn off, you'll see 1/2 of the eggs stops. There we go. We can also use eggs 1, use, we'll see they're both online, and then they both stop duping the eggs, and all the eggs will just make their way down into some water streams and through a winding lane and just into here. So here we have 3 double speed shulkerbox loaders for each item we want to sort. For sand we have 6 because, not because it's faster, just because we're probably going to end up having a ton more of that than to say magenta concrete or light blue like we're not going to need that much of that, so we're just going to use, we're going to have a ton of sand probably, maybe a ton of dragon eggs, and a ton of glass. Oh yeah, glass. So another thing is with this button right here, we can switch the water lanes over here. So I'll show this off. So when they fall down, they go through this section right here. And right here you'll see that there's an ice block here and no glass block here. So it's water flowing down and across. But if we activate that, the ice block gets pulled away so that the items can now drop down. And there is a glass block right here so that they can't go any further. And then with this, we can just put it into a bunch of furnaces and cook them all into glass, and we get a ton of glass from this thing. I believe we have around about 12 shulkers of glass at this point in time. Yeah, see, it's kind of messy right now just because, but it does work. But yeah, we don't have too much glass right now. That's something I plan on doing in a little bit. We're going to build a gigantic super smelter right here. Well, not gigantic, but good enough. Maybe Cast Forge would probably be a good option because it would probably slide right in here. But you never know. So yeah, another thing is the concrete mode. So you may notice that we don't store concrete powder here. We store concrete, the actual concrete block. So you can see yellow concrete's a bit messed up right now, but ignore that. So what happens to the concrete is, actually right in here, we can switch this mode so it goes from powder to concrete, and that will pull down the 4 blocks there if you can notice. It's pretty cool. What happens then is when the concrete is duped, it gets pushed up against this block and then gets pushed down. And then right here, because they're all coming at the same speed, they all have to be synchronized. They'll come in here and get merged into one lane of 6. So we'll have 3 entities of sand, 3 entities of sand, and then they'll get merged into 6 entities of sand and then get bounced over here and down, then up again along with that, pushed over, up into this thing, where they're then pushed up into a column of water, where they're then made into concrete. So I'll show this working, just to make sure everything's working, because the last time I did this, it completely shattered itself. It's very gimped right now. It needs to be fixed a little bit. This thing's only like 90% complete, but I've been really urging to make a video on it. You have to check and make sure that there's string in every single one of these, because if there's not in one of them, it all breaks and it goes downhill. Here we go. We can start duping some yellow concrete, hopefully. So you should see all the yellow concrete gets bounced around and gets turned into concrete, as you can see. Kind of see it happening. So they get bounced up and they still have momentum after each other. So one gets turned into concrete and there's still momentum for the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one. And then with this circuit, we just detect how often one is coming in, start a pulse extender here, and then we turn on a TNT duper, which explodes about 99% of the concrete and puts it into water streams all towards main storage. So here you can see that yes, a ton of concrete is getting blown up, and this thing works pretty damn well. Sometimes it will break. If you leave it on for maybe more than half an hour, it could potentially break. The only reason that it might break is that somehow an Enderman teleports on top of these two blocks here. That's the only way I've found how it breaks, is that Endermen are teleporting here. And it's kind of a problem, so what I did to kind of fix that problem, if I turn off Fulbright here, you can see that I've tried lighting up the end island to decrease Enderman spawning, but what that did was just force them all closer to it, and so it didn't really work that great, but whatever. So we have all the yellow concrete powder. You can see that it's powder coming through. And we now have the solid concrete block coming out. Now you may wonder, well, what if you don't want to do that so automatically and you want it to be more reliable? What we have for that is a system here. This is by Ilmango. It is 180,000 concrete converter. So you stand here, and with Tweakaroo, I can actually probably show this a little bit. I have a little bit of concrete powder on me. Do I have any more cyan concrete powder? Not really. We have a little bit in there. What about yellow? Not too much. Okay. I can show off this 41 now. So all you do is stand here with Tweakaroo, make sure fast block placement is on, turn this machine on. We'll see that it's a pretty beast. It uses a ton of zero ticking. We should see that happen right here. Yeah, a ton of zero ticking. You can kind of see all the zero ticking, and we get TNT exploding at the back here. Now I just stand here, place all my concrete, all gets taken away, move down here, and boom. It does take a minute for all the concrete to get pushed into the right spot, but this is mainly for if you have a ton more concrete that you just want to convert, like a couple shulker boxes. All you would do is you would take the stuff out of the shulker boxes, put it in these 10 double chests rather equally, or just in your inventory, it doesn't really matter, and then you can just do that. One thing I want to add, this is why it's not fully complete, is an option so that you can just have it be duping concrete powder, and then have that concrete powder go down through here, and then we'll have a setting here so that we can, or here rather, right here, we'll have an option so that this block can drop down, and we can just have it skate along these chests here and fill up these chests so that we just have a bunch of concrete powder, and these will all get dropped out to us at double hopper speed so that we pick them up right here in this slot. So if we were to AFK, we could just AFK here and do 10 double chests. Then what happens to all these items, you may ask, is they just fall down into this little collection bay with some fancy water streams. They get taken all the way to main storage where they're put back in because it's all just concrete covers. So it works surprisingly well. That's causing a bit of lag. So we do have a little bit of concrete somewhere, I think. For one of these covers, at least, we were doing a bunch. We have a ton of sand, almost a double chest of sand. I believe this one's still filling up. Yeah. We have this one, and a little bit in there. Along with a little bit of gravel. Nope. No anvils, because I haven't figured out how to dupe anvils yet. We're still working on that. We have a duper in mind from a technical Minecraft server on Discord, but it may take a bit to get correct. Yeah, I almost just fell in the void there. That was a close one. We also have this little bridge out here so that you can come and look at the TNT duper and all the stuff here. This decoration was heavily inspired by the Peaceful Challenge, Peaceful server with Ilmango and a bunch of other people. If you go back and look at my other video, I made a video on this exact thing pretty much. Pretty much all the circuitry down here was exactly the same, along with this. But what we did for the newer version is we improved the carpet duper here that powers all the furnaces. That's just standard nowadays. And we also added a way better main storage than a couple double chests that were like a mile long. The storage, I think if we actually put in the storage I wanted to build, it would have come out to like right here, and it would have been intense more laggier, and it would all just be in random form. So it would have been really bad. But yeah, this is way better, obviously. Uses way less resources as well, so, you know. So, alright, now we can check out the yellow concrete powder is, I believe, over here somewhere. Yeah, right here. So here we have the yellow concrete. And it's loading up right here. This is the first sorter, so all 3 sorters are filled. And I can never seem to maneuver around in here, even though I built it, so. So we can check out the sorters here. So the sorters are pretty unique. They're double speed, so you have to have pretty fast system to handle all this. So we have this hopper completely filled, and then this hopper pointing into that hopper, and then this hopper just has your standard filter on it, and you can see the tip get taken out at double hopper speed. It's pretty cool. Yeah, really fast. Yeah. This thing is almost completely AFKable. There is a chance that it will break down here because of Endermen, but I'm hoping to just annihilate Enderman spawning with maybe some kind of mob switch or something. But it all kind of depends on what's going to happen sooner or later, so you know. But yeah, all this is perfectly timed. It's pushed out, and it goes really. I'm gonna put some shoutouts to some people right now. So who came up with the designs for some of this. So I want to shout out to the Peaceful Server and Ilmango for designing or coming up with the decoration for all this, and kind of the inspiration for some of that, along with the concrete duper. And a shout out to Raiseworks for designing the egg dupers, and a big shout out to the Voidcraft server who designed the concrete converter, which does all the sorting of the different colors. There's some Endermen mad at me now. I'm gonna go back there. Yeah, this was all designed by Voidcraft and not me, so don't think that it was me. I'm not this smart. This is in like binary encoded, and there's a ton of circuitry that goes behind it, obviously, to make sure that it's all correct. But yeah, you get to see how compact this redstone is. Mumbo jumbo could never. Yeah, but like sure this works with different colors too, so we just turn off the duper. It's all automatically timed inside the machine, so it wouldn't really matter. Let's say we want to do green concrete powder. Do that. Yellow concrete gets launched up. Get all the green concrete. I'm hoping it doesn't break. Sometimes it will break and it won't push out all the items, but that's very rare. There we go. On the command, it's gonna start. Actually takes a second. And we can go in there. So it's duping dark gray. Dark or green concrete now. So all gets launched up fine. It's almost 100% lossless too, which is nice. The circuitry is pretty complicated. I'm not going to go to explaining it, but basically we have double speed sorters that sort into droppers that are powered very fast into shulker boxes, and when those shulker boxes fill up, breaks the shulker box, places a new shulker box, and then the whole system resets, and the shulker box gets put into the chests here. Also, another thing I just want to wrap up is the sugarcane farm from the last episode. I spent a good couple days on that, and it's finally completed. It hasn't been running lately because I haven't really had the time to go run it, because it's kind of ridiculous, because we already have around about 700,000 rockets. As you can see, we have an impressive quantity of rockets now. I crafted a ton of gunpowder into rockets with the auto crafters that we made in the last episode. So these all still work fine. They're all off right now, causing less lag. Obviously, they wouldn't be loaded, so it wouldn't cause that much lag anyways. But it's all here just sitting here. So whenever we need to craft a couple rockets again, all I gotta do, come in, put some paper gunpowder, and I'll come out. If you didn't watch the last episode, I recommend go watching. It's a very cool video. It definitely took a long time to build. This took about a week to build up and finish the whole project. It's about last week I started working on it. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shulkerbox unloaders into a bunch of crafters. So we have a gigantic paper crafter and a gigantic rocket crafter. This one's significantly faster than this one. But yeah, all we got to do now, we can run it. I'm not going to because the server's already lagging quite a bit from moving blocks. But yeah, 100% lossless, or 99% lossless, I should say. There's a couple blocks here from when I was building it, but that's fine. All we got to do to run it too is just place a bot here and then turn on the clock mode, which is right here, the controls for the sugarcane farm. Yeah, it's all really complex. I'm pretty proud of it. But that's not what today's about. It's all about the concrete converter. So, well, I mean, I guess if you compare our old sugarcane farm to the new sugarcane farm, it's significantly more impressive. So oh yeah, and a pumpkin farm. That's currently very broken. So yeah, but this whole thing is just located right in our end dimension. I may leave a Litmatic in the description. I doubt it because this thing's just so darn complicated that I don't think it's worth getting a Litmatic. And I've already showed it off in a video before, and storage is kind of all up to you. This is just the one that we chose. And this whole thing, you just got to look up Ilmango concrete converter. It's like 180k, I think. So, and then for the TNT duper, I got from a video just off YouTube. I don't remember the name of it. It was like just alignment TNT duper. This just aligns it perfectly with the block, so that it doesn't blow up any of the torches or carpets or anything else except the concrete. But yeah, again, huge shout out to the Peaceful server for inspiring me with some of the decoration. And yeah, also if anybody has an Enderman switch, that would be much appreciated. I really need one of those because this project probably will break very soon if we don't have one. Oh yeah, and there it goes. Yep, so that's the problem with it right there. It's happened every time I've recorded it. It all breaks right here, and that's because an Enderman got there and completely destroyed it. But that's very fixable. Just destroy the blocks and then destroy the slime blocks and move them back down. It takes like no effort. But yeah, it does work 100% reliably besides that, especially with the item form. Just duping the eggs goes very smoothly. So yeah. Also, it has a ton of protection, so if you put in concrete powder and it goes into the item form, it's not going to get sorted into the wrong one. It's just going to get destroyed by a cactus. Yeah. I guess the only other problem is that the items, there's too much items sometimes for the sorter, so it's a little slow, but it works fine. It's extremely fast, especially for our server. Another shout out, we did finish the Bartering farm finally. I guess I can show that off real quick if I just pause the recording. Okay, so here we are at the Bartering farm. This was all done by the Failing Kingdom. He's my friend from school actually for a couple years now, and he just joined the server, and this is how he got his application accepted into the server. So as you can see, it's a little broken right now. There's some mismatched ladders. There's one missing. But each one of these cells has 24 pigment, I believe, with gold swords. And it took an extremely long time for him. He spent, like, I think over almost 2 weeks on it. So, yeah. But the way it works is you can activate individual cells here. So you can put in a shulkerbox of gold blocks in either one of these. And that'll activate then the double speed into the dispenser. Or a dropper, rather, to feed the pigments gold. And it works actually really, really surprisingly well. So it's pretty nice. Also, the storage in the overworld side took him, I believe, a considerable amount of time. So we should probably go check that out. He ate up almost 25 shulker boxes of gold blocks to get what we have here. It's the same storage as in the end, actually, you may recognize. It's just a little bit bigger. But yeah, this thing works perfectly, almost. We have, oh, hello game lag. Okay, we have a little bit of quartz here. Yeah, we have a ton of quartz now, so we should be fine for a little bit there. Some soul sand. I believe he got a ton of blackstone. Yeah, ton of blackstone. Look at that. Also some obsidian and some crying obsidian. Yeah, so we're going to be set for bartering trades for a while, as well as a ton of gravel. Jesus Christ, I didn't think you would need that many filters, but you do. This whole thing is pretty nice. We have autocrafting on the server. That was what the whole rocket thing was about. If you don't know, autocrafting, you can place a hopper into a crafting table and it's going to craft it with some fancy redstone bits. I can show off the autocrafter we used for the gold blocks to gold ingots. It's actually pretty neat. It's just here. You just push in gold blocks into the crafting table, and then, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I have to explain that. It could have been made a little bit lag efficient if you just moved the chests back one. We could get rid of a whole hopper there, or a whole 8 hoppers actually. But yeah, also this system back here I'm aware is pretty crap, but you know, whatever. I've designed a better one, and we have plans to build it up within the next couple weeks. So we're just busy with a ton of new projects, and the server's starting to get a little bit more activity on it lately. We've been working on some brand new projects here. One new project that's going to come about is a brand new honey farm. You can see here I built up a little temporary super smelter to smelt some stone into smooth stone and cobblestone into stone. So that was fun. Also here at temp storage, the person that built all this decoration was banned from everything because he was very homophobic, so that's not great. Here we have our brand new Bee farm. Oh wow, that's a lot of lag. I apologize. Yeah, but we are currently working on getting all of the bees and bee nests for a brand new honey block farm. Probably gonna have to design sorters or crafters for that too. So yeah. But what is this? Do not take beehives from this shulker. These hives has exactly 3 bees. I do not need them mixed up. Wow, that is actually really nice. And the concrete bee farm. Sweet. So we're starting a new bee farm project. Was not aware of that. Well, I was, but yeah. Also, this rocket crafter is a piece of crap and is going to be destroyed very soon, as it is not great. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching. I hope the recording turned out. The past couple times I've recorded this, it's been a little funky. Oh wait, one more thing. We've discovered a new dupe on the server. It's where you take off with a rocket and kill yourself, but before you die, you log off and have the chunks loaded, and you can basically dupe whatever. So the server owner decided that it was okay if we were to dupe sponges. So now we have a ton of sponges that we can use for a ton of new projects. One of them going to be the Ocean Monument project, which I can show off right now, actually. All right, here we are. So this is the Guardian Farm perimeter. So far, we do need to build the World Eater. That's going to be probably within the next month or two. We have a whole setup here to help build the walls. We have some pretty complicated walls designed. They're going to be. This is going to be one of my probably favorite perimeters that's going to be done. The World Eater is a little bit different because it's slightly smaller. The Litmatic is slightly smaller than the perimeter, so we need to build half of it and then move the schematic and build another half of it, which is going to be complicated. But yeah, all the trenches are completely dug, which is a relief because these trenches took absolutely forever. This is a while ago. I don't know if I showed it in the video though. But yeah, this was mainly me, Superboy Gamer, and I believe Sly. So yeah, I think it looks really good though. And yeah, we have all the World Eater materials. Actually, already it's all here, ready to be built. They just haven't built it for some reason yet. I don't know. Nobody said the time. School's just ending, so everybody's doing all their finals and such. I'm kind of remote, so I don't really do anything there. But yeah, I've dragged this episode on for way longer than it should have been. It's like, what, half an hour now? So I'm going to end it and say thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.